Continue.
All right. It looks like we're recording. Are we hot?
Okay. Hello.
Hi.
This is the Brainbuster Boys.
Fireside
Chat. Episode 1.
Episode 1, FDR New Deal edition.
I am Brett Jagger, along with Beaumont Rand.
What's up, people?
Hey. Hello.
Hi.
So we had initially, since our return from Atlanta, we had planned to get an episode out this past week, jumping back on the AEW train. But you know what? Life happened and a few other things came up. So we decided to push it off and decided what better way to come back than after Double or Nothing. So it timed out pretty well. We left pretty shortly after Revolution. So let's come back with the next pay-per-view. So, yeah, we'll be putting that out probably, next Tuesday?
Yeah, next Tuesday, probably. It'll be a lot like our classic pay-per-view episodes where they kind of come out around that time.
So we're very excited. And with, we plan to do a weekend/week of content here, video stuff, and maybe some other random stuff. And we initially intended to do some stuff this past weekend, but we were celebrating Bo's birthday and got a little cooked. And
yeah. And Sanford's. It was two people's birthdays, so we were
and our friend Will Sanford, yes, of course.
Yeah, man, we were doubly cooked. We were
done. A former Lawald Family Award winner for meaningful
Lawald Family Award for meaningful online interaction. Yes, the only one that's been given out.
Yeah, which came as like a subsidiary of the Greg Goldman Medal, who we met in person when we got back from Atlanta, and we'll be getting a little bit more into him here in the near future.
Yeah, you'll hear a little bit about, little context, little history. I mean, if you've listened to our show, but like just the meaning of it, We
don't know what the future holds there, but we do know he wants to be a part of this in some way. So we'll see.
We'll see, yeah.
Speaking of being a parts of things, you and I have officially joined the Pink World Order of our friends, the Specifically Devoid podcast. That is Derek's faction.
Yeah.
Too sweet. And fuck you, Micah. That's what we have to say.
So, Micah, man, like, I just wish you weren't that so big of a tool.
Yeah. And now he's raking you through the coals on Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, like, vindictive.
Yeah, what a jerk.
Yeah, dude. Like, I really think you need to look in the mirror.
I think you told him that, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, well, I told him, how I really felt, that his thoughts were shallow and his feelings were insignificant.
Yeah, and you roasted him, dude. It was sick.
What a dick.
Go Derek. We love Derek, though.
Yeah, go Derek.
But yeah, Specifically Devoid, wonderful programming they put on, many different things. So check them out if you have not.
They're
great. So we have some news that we're not going to fully share with you right now, but we'll likely fully share with you on our return episode 21 next Tuesday. But we have our first confirmed interview.
Yeah, and it's going to be exciting. It's going to come out of nowhere. That's your hint.
It's come out of nowhere, and it is someone that we have talked about on this podcast many a times.
Yeah, not Greg Goldman. That's the.
It's not Greg Goldman. It is someone affiliated with the Turner Tarp. We'll say that. But no, for real, we are very, very excited, and we've kind of this has been in the works for a while, a few months now, and we've been waiting to lock this person in because we wanted them to be our first interview. So more exciting announcements to come after this one too, as we've got a couple others in the works for later this summer.
It's going to be a big one.
So, and I guess we haven't really mentioned it. It was just on the car ride home from Atlanta at the end of the last episode, is that we're going to kind of be taking the show in all sorts of different directions. Now that we've got all the drama past us of who are we working for, what are we covering, we don't have to worry about that anymore.
No, not anymore.
It's fucking tight, and Ted Turner rules. He's not.
Yeah, he totally does. Even though I didn't meet him.
Yeah, but I was a little upset that he did rake fucking Smack Boyle over the coals at the end, calling him a dum-dum.
Yes, Smack Boyle is really good. Have you talked to him?
I haven't, but we need to because we are going to get Smack Boyle on the show, and
Did
that is
I just
not
get
our
his number?
interview.
I
But
feel like he would be able to get our numbers. He seems like a resourceful person.
yeah, I think we can get in touch with him.
Yeah.
But so where was I going with that? Something about the show and what we're doing.
Oh, that we're kind of just gonna be ourselves for a little bit. We've been sort of pushed around like a pinball, by corporate culture, and things seem to resolve themselves pretty well. We're pretty grateful for that. Not everything ends so nicely, but hey, it did, and it's like, we have to both be thankful for it and take advantage of it. So
yeah, and so with that, I know I had a point I was driving at, but I can't remember. But specifically, we're going to be just doing different things. So we're probably, while we are going to be back on AEW, which is going to be wonderful,
right.
We're not just going to specifically cover Dynamite and spend 45, 50 minutes in an episode on Dynamite. We'll probably condense it a little bit, like we did in the car, and have another topic, which kind of leads us to what we're doing here. Which we were actually going to do on episode 21 if we were going to do it this past week. But we are going to each give you a top 5 list and have, this act is kind of a new rotating segment where we dig into some topic or something, likely in some way, shape, or form wrestling related, but maybe not. So Beaumont, since this was your idea, why don't you tell them what we're going to be doing?
All right. So our top 5 list. Brett is going to handle top 5 wrestling matches of 2021, his matches. And then me, because I turned 33 in 2 hours and 54 minutes. I'm going to do my top 5 birthdays.
Woo!
So yeah, it's going to be a fun list. Both of them. It's going to be a good time.
And maybe we can do some polls or something in the future on I don't know if we're just we go rank things for a while. We talked about doing that, but what do people want to hear, and what other topics would they like us to dig into? We may review, we have the If You Recall, but maybe we review a specific segment on a show or a pay-per-view, anything like that. It's all up in the air.
Yeah. So yeah, just tell us at Brainbuster Boys. Talk to us. We're responsive.
It's going to be fun, and we can't wait to just kind of break the barrier of what we've been doing and no fucking drama for a while, and just have some fun. Yeah. Not that we haven't been, but it's been pretty stressful at times.
It's been grueling fun, like the type of growing pains fun. But now it's just kind of you made it through adolescence and you're at college or you're in early adulthood, and you just you're wild and you're free, and that's what we're doing.
Yep. So I will start, and with that, I will say that my top 5 matches of 2021 does not contain an AEW match. So since that's what we spend the majority of this program talking about, even though we just got off WWE, I want to give you, the listeners, my top 2, at least, AEW matches, which I would say would both fall somewhere in my 6 to 10 range for the year. And that is, and I have my research on all the other ones, but not, okay, here we go. That was Kenny Omega versus Rey Fenix for the AEW title on Dynamite New Year's Smash, January 6th. So right off the start of the year. I remember you were still on board for that.
Yeah.
And I remember you loving it as well. Just an insane, fast-paced, flippy, but just so well executed. And Phoenix early in the year was just on a fucking roll.
Yeah.
And that match was excellent.
Yeah, we haven't seen him since we've gone back and watched AEW. Has he been injured?
No, he was kind of doing, he and Pac challenged the Young Bucks for the tag titles, had an awesome match. That would probably be in my top 5 of AEW matches. So he was doing a lot of that. But yeah, he's still out there for sure.
Yeah, I haven't seen him, neither him nor Penta in the 2 episodes we watched since we've.
Yeah, Penta had actually an awesome match with Orange Cassidy a few weeks ago that I really liked. So they've both been, only so much time, but I guess they'll both probably be in the Battle Royal at Double or Nothing. And my other honorable mention, so AEW, this is my favorite AEW match, and I can pretty solidly say it's 6 overall for me on the year, and that is Dr. Britt Baker DMD versus Thunder Rosa in the unsanctioned Lights Out match. And I know you haven't seen this, And I think we can still do it. We were going to do that for, if you recall,
Should
this
be our
week
first one back. Yeah, 100%.
to show Bo some AEW matches that he missed, so it still fits the criteria.
Yeah.
So I think we can still do that for 21. So, and
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
you've
no.
always been a big Thunder Rosa guy from the get-go, and you know, you've obviously heard about the match and know it's just crazy bloody, and it's just like Britt Baker, especially. It's like, how the heck is she still going?
Yeah.
But just incredible action, like stuff I've never seen women do. And I don't watch, you know, all the women's matches in the world, but for American television, that was something else. And bravo to those two. So do we want to maybe go like, I give you my number 5 match and then you give your, like,
yeah, let's stagger it like that.
Let's alternate, because I just feel like I just talked forever. And
yeah.
Since I did that, why don't you give us your number 5 birthday ever?
All right, ladies and gentlemen and folks, my number 5 birthday, we pull it up on Notes app, the public apology medium. Yep. Number 5, May 25th, 1999, my 11th birthday. So you know how on your birthday, lots of times you have these event birthdays where you drag all your friends to like laser tag or Laser Blaze was the thing in Louisville. Discovery Zone was like the Chuck E. Cheese sort of like
the roller rink.
Roller rink, yeah. But movies was the thing too. I remember I drug my friends out to see the Lost World Jurassic Park. But out of all the drag your friends out to do something when I was young, 1999 was a year, you know, big for me and also big for this podcast. Going back to episode 1 of The Phantom Menace, came out, I believe, on May the 19th, 1999. So we saw it on my birthday. And yeah, out of all those destinations,
real quick, uncensored 99 as well.
Yeah. Oh man, like what a big year. But yeah, you know, I drug my friends out to see The Phantom Menace, and yeah, that was definitely out of all the like all the drag your friends out to do things when you were a kid, the one that's most memorable and the one that seems to stick with me.
Hell yeah.
Longest. So yeah, 11th birthday, May 25th, 1999, Phantom Menace. You know.
And yeah, huge part of the fabric of this show and something that will be coming back. We need to finish our cans.
For sure.
We have Diet Pepsi and Pepsi One, and what was the Golden Yoda?
Oh, the Golden Yoda and the Diet Mountain Dewars.
Oh yeah, and the Dewars, of course, which we are going to make up. But excellent stuff. So my number 5 match of the year, and get used to hearing this name, ladies and gentlemen, is Shingo Takagi defeating Jeff Cobb for the Never Openweight Championship at Wrestle Kingdom Night 2. So all 5 of these matches for me are 5 stars. I have 5 5-star matches on the year, and these are it. So like just and sensational stuff here. I think Meltzer gave it 5 too, but just 2 beefy brawlers just fucking going at it and throwing each other around. It was a war. And Shingo, again, as you'll hear, is just on a fucking tear right now, and he's the best wrestler in the world.
Oh yeah, that's fucking awesome. No, yeah, I'm good. That's another. Like, we're gonna have to watch this top 5 list too.
You don't have to tug my arm, brother.
All right.
You've seen one of them.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool. Very good.
Yeah, very good.
All right. My number 4 birthday, May 25th, 2018, my 30th birthday.
Ooh.
It's the last one where I brought people together to one place, and it'll probably be the last time I ever try to do that until I get some big house or small house or wherever, like some sort of permanent dwelling that I can invite people to. But I invited 30 people, and I rented an Airbnb. This is when I was living in Illinois. I came back here to Louisville for the summer, and threw a big party, and it was a good time. Got the cops called at like 5 a.m, and that's on my Airbnb permanent record.
You gotta love that.
You know, that's there. But yeah, you know, it was, you know, a pretty good time. You know, some unexpected people showed up. And, you know, like I thought doing a big 30th birthday party would be important. And, you know, it was the last, you know, after that, like I've kind of been in this mode where I'm just like, you know what, I just want to see friends and I just don't really care what I do. It was like, you know, that exited my system on my 30th birthday. And for that, I am grateful.
Where was my invite?
Well, that's the crazy thing. Like, I feel like, you know, I didn't even have your number then.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like we've said, we always would see each other at music festivals or concerts or just when you were in town here. So, you know, we were always good buddies. we were always good buddies, but never
Yeah.
like that close.
Yeah, slow burn friendship. And then like this birthday too, like, like was the
Yeah.
first I think you've ever spent with me on my birthday.
Yeah.
And like this one was, like I mean, this past Saturday was just a fierce barn burner. It was a marathon. It was insane.
I went on a date during it that just went way too long and awkward, and it wasn't like bad, but it wasn't great. And like, I just want to be with my friends.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, we were at the same bar. Like me and Chris and Will were like sitting there. Which, like, if she knew that, like, you think she would have been pissed, wouldn't she? She would have been like,
she knew that, like, I was going a block away, so like it was just so in range of like where you guys are, and I just had to slog through the last 45 minutes. Ubers were a night. Anywho, wonderful time. Anything else on that birthday?
No, that's it for the 30th. After this, it gets a little weird.
Oh, hell yeah. Number 4 match of the year for me is the one that you have seen, and that is Kyle O'Reilly defeating Adam Cole in, I think, was an unsanctioned match at NXT Stand and Deliver Night 2. I know this match was a little decisive. Maybe that's not the word. What am I trying to say here? You could go one way or the other on it.
I guess even
polarizing.
Polarizing.
Polarizing. Okay, I don't think polarizing in the sense that people didn't like it, but the fact that it, was 40 minutes, went on a little long, but like a lot of weapons, crazy shit. It was just like that old classic NXT epic. And like, I was just gripped from the moment. And you and I were a little hungover that night after the night 1 shenanigans. So like, I don't think we were drinking, but like, I was just riveted. And it's I thought Cole was going to win. So it was, the spot where they went through the ramp outside was something I've never really seen. The use of the chain and the consistency of like just the storytelling of the match was awesome. And I was hooked along for the ride from go. And even on a rewatch, I'm like, yeah, this is 5 stars. And yeah, could they have cut 4 minutes off it? Sure. But I thought it was amazing.
Yeah. I mean, like it was, I get why it's polarizing, just because like there are many things that can turn you away. If you want like a traditional wrestling match, there's weapons, it's really long, and like it's it's a plot match, in all good senses of the word. It wasn't for anything, but it was just the climax of sort of their sort of conflict. And I mean, I liked it, as somebody who likes the spectacle of it, and that's kind of how I have started looking at this. And as I'm familiar with wrestling, now I'm developing other lenses through which to see this. But like, I had a blast, and it's just hard not to look past that.
Yeah, and I mean, Cole is sticking in NXT, so I'm guessing they're probably going to have another match. So strap me in.
Yeah.
All right, back to you.
Okay. May 27th. Or no. Oopsie daisy. Strike that, reverse it. May 24th, 1997, my 9th birthday. Like, out of all the birthdays here, the most average ass one. It's a pretty classic me birthday, like not going anywhere. In the house I grew up in, we had a cork port. So basically we invited like all these people up to the cork port, and it's just like there's presents, there's balloons, there's game, people are playing basketball and stuff like that. It's like that. So I started opening my gifts, and I got a Nintendo 64 that Christmas. And so Mario Kart 64 has come out.
Yeah.
And so like I open up this gift, and it's Mario Kart 64.
Hell yeah.
And I'm like, sweet, everybody, let's like go inside and play it. And so I open up the game box, and you remember like how there's like that cardboard apparatus where all the shit's in.
Yeah.
Like I pull it out, and instead of the Mario Kart cartridge, I shit you not, it's a box of Jell-O.
Oh, that's outstanding.
Yeah, just a box of the powdered Jell-O.
You got fucking had.
Yeah, I got fucking, oh man, fleeced.
That is devastating. 9 years old. Oh, did your parents go and get you another one?
Yeah. Like clearly someone at Walmart was like, oh yeah, a box of Jell-O weighs just as much as a Nintendo 64 cartridge, and just swapped it out. But yeah, I'll never forget that, just pulling that out and just that
would only happen to you.
Yeah, it was incredible. Like one of those things where like, as a kid, I was pretty pissed off, but now I'm so glad it happened. Like that's just, such a specific and
Oh,
valuable
absolutely.
story. But yeah, like nothing else, remarkable happened at that party but the box of Jello.
But that's remarkable enough for a lifetime.
Yeah. It could have been number one. I didn't pick it as number one because like it was just that moment.
Yeah.
But that moment is enough to make it number 3.
There you go.
And the best birthday party of my childhood. At that point, so
yeah. Well, sticking with 3, my number 3 is the ace Hiroshi Tanahashi defeating Shingo Takagi for the Never Openweight Championship at New Beginning in Nagoya. Just epic stuff here as well. Their first singles match ever. Tanahashi, I think he's like a 44-year now, but still can just put on incredible matches, even though his body's breaking down. Like that's how good he is. And Shingo, I mean, I already said it. He lost the title to Tanahashi, who then lost it to Jay White. And when the Intercontinental and Heavyweight Championships merged, it kind of made this title even more important. And there's 2 of my 5 matches of this list are that. And the match is just awesome. Just perfect execution, storytelling. They'd never done it before. And again, they took you on. It's one of those that you wish they had the proper New Japan crowds, which you saw during Okada and Omega. And I can't remember if you've seen really anything. Yeah, if you've seen a few matches now, but obviously we're a bit robbed of that now, and they can just clap but it's just not the same. And I can't wait for that to come back at some point because it would have set this crowd on fire.
Oh yeah, man. And like, did you watch Knicks Hawks last night?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that was like the first game, like sporting event I've seen with a big crowd, and that was
awesome. That was a great game.
Yeah, it was excellent. Yeah, no,
I'm a huge NBA fan, but really have been disengaged honestly since we stopped doing it on our show. Not that that's exactly, there's several reasons why, and like wasn't even that excited for the playoffs, and that game got me excited.
Yeah, no, that game got my blood boiling, and then Memphis won too. I fell asleep before I could really tune into that.
But. And of course, the Jazz announced this morning that Donovan Mitchell's playing game too, because I know the reports were that he was healthy to go last night, and it's just one of those like see how much they can get by without him, because they would win this series even without him, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
they were still really good without him.
Yeah.
And he missed, that was 17 straight games for him.
Wow.
So, but yeah, I'm excited now. That game.
Yeah, no, me too. Yeah, no, that game got me. I was pulling for the Knicks too. A little bit.
Yeah, I'm like a Hawks fan kind of from living there and just following the team, but like I kind of was too.
But Trae Young's cool, and good old Nate McMuffin,
Yeah, Trae Young's awesome.
Yeah. So.
Yep. All right, number 2.
All right. May 27th, 2017. That was my 29th birthday. So this is the one birthday where I kind of like had loose plans and I blew them off completely. I was dating someone at the time, and she lived in Michigan, and she was up in Michigan over the summer doing some sort of like a pottery or sculpture sort of, not an internship, but some sort of a residency.
Sure.
And I just drove up there. I'd never been to Michigan before, and I was just like, I had like some loose plans, and I was just like, hey guys, I think I'm just gonna do this. So I drove up there. And she was staying in this RV on this farm, that's where they put her up at. And so I stayed in this RV and spent my birthday sleeping in an RV. And it was pretty tight. I mean, and I got to visit my friend Nate in Grand Rapids. And Grand Rapids is a really cool town. So yeah, that was the one recent one where it just got, I just at the spur of a moment did something. And it was really cool for that. It's the most unique one out of all.
Yeah. Spontaneous,
yeah. So
Number 2 for me, my boy Kota Ibushi defeating Jay White to retain the heavyweight and intercontinental championships, Wrestle Kingdom Night 2 as well. So 2 of my top 5 on the same show. And when you want to talk epics, this sure was at I think about 48 minutes. Finally rewatched it, and it again held up and was only recently eclipsed by number 1. And just the story here, Jay White had beaten Ibushi 3 straight times, was so fucking cocky the whole time.
Yeah.
sat out night one. He's like, you have to win to face me, even though Ibushi was winning the championship off Naito. And just every little thing he tried to do, Ibushi stifled. And so many close near falls that Jay White just couldn't believe it. He kicked out of the Blade Runner, which had never happened ever.
Wow.
And Ibushi finally got the best of him in about 48 minutes. And that led to the promo that we talked about on an earlier episode where Jay White just completely broke character, was like in tears, say, this is just Jamie. And just like one of the best promos I've ever seen, which led to the speculation by Greg Goldman and others, like, is he going to go to WWE? Which I think we all knew he was sticking around in New Japan because he can be such a top star. I mean, he could be a star anywhere, but I think he came up in their system. And again, just an incredible match. And Ibushi and Shingo are my two favorite wrestlers in the world. And just to see Ibushi get that big crowning moment at Wrestle Kingdom was something I'll never forget.
And the 28 years shows up twice on your list. Exciting.
Well, no, Jay White's just on here once.
Oh, no, was he? Oh, I thought he was on the previous.
I just mentioned him.
Okay, gotcha.
Tanahashi ended up beating Tanahashi recently. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But he's on there. He's on there once, and
28-year man.
Yep.
And I need to watch that promo still.
Oh, it's emotional.
I think Greg Goldman thought he was going to go to AEW. Was he the one who said he was going to go to AEW?
I think he might have said WWE. Like a lot of people are like, he's going to show up in the Royal Rumble. I'm just like, there's no way.
Yeah, that would have been goofy. All right, my number one birthday, May the 25th, 2012. I turned 24. My friends didn't take. You ever been to the Louisville Beer Store?
The Louisville Beer Store.
Yeah, it used to. It's closed now. It was in Nulu. It's a Nulu business, so it's all like gentrified and trendy.
I don't think I ever went there.
Big craft beer store where you can buy beers and like drink them in there. And so like they take me there and like I'm calling all these people and these people are like, no man, we got this going on, we got that going on, we can't come out. And so I'm just like, what the fuck is this? You know, I'm 24, so it like kind of hurts a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like kind of disappointed. And then everyone's like, well, let's just go back to the house and we'll figure it out. And it's just me and like my friend Tony and somebody else. And it's like, all right. You know, so we go back to my house at 4th and Hill and we pull up. And then like I see somebody looking through the curtains of my house and they shut it. And I'm just like, what the fuck is this? Surprise party. And like I walk up and then that's what it is. And there's like a lot of, 20 to 30 people there in our little house. And like a lot of people who I still hang out, like a good representative sample of my friends and just my social life.
Who that I know was there.
Oh, like Rich, Dylan, like, Mario, Evan.
Okay, so all the classics.
Yeah, those guys. I think this maybe not Rich because I think this was when Rich moved back to NKY. Okay. But like Dylan and them for sure.
Yeah.
My cousin. There were some interesting people there though. Like, so Rich and I actually were watching back in January this Vice TV show about like the skateboarding competition.
Oh yeah, Rich. King of the Road. Rich.
King of the Road. It's run by Thrasher Magazine, and this kid from Louisville named Cole, who was on King of the Road, was at that party.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah. He was friends with Matt McDowell, who's a friend of mine who I went to high school with. Yeah. Who was there, and he like got fucking tanked because they had this big thing, like this big tub full of like Rolling Rock, and then they filled like I think the bathtub full of ice, and they had like just beers and stuff in there, and that dude was just fucking cooked. Like he was the most cooked out of anybody there.
That's great.
He acted at one point, but it was a good fucking time, and like there's all this confetti that they threw down, and like we moved out in September 2012, and like that confetti, like we never got that out of the floor. It was stepped on so much it just became embedded in there.
That's great.
Yeah, I mean, like I guess it was one moment in my life, I guess, where there's like, like I'm like, oh man, I felt really loved, but not like unconditionally.
Yeah.
Like, and because of that, it's like one of those moments where there's like concrete, tangible evidence. It's like, hey, you must be doing something right if people will go out of their way to do this nice thing for you. So sure. It'll be hard to fucking top that.
Yeah. I've never had a surprise party. So, hey.
Yeah, it was a good one.
I feel like kind of past the point of that now,
Yeah.
Not that I wouldn't welcome it, but like it's like, the older you get, your circle narrows to some degree. You're just not as in touch with as many people as you used to. But Yeah, that's tight.
Well, I've been for like my birthday usually occurs on Memorial Day weekend, and like at that age, it's like right when school's out. Like
Yeah.
so everyone's just like it's summertime, and so I've always been able to kind of catch the tailwinds of that. This year is actually one of the first ones where it's not on Memorial Day weekend. I bet Sanford probably experiences the same thing. Where
Yeah.
like it's always a Memorial Day weekend, you have a pretty easy time getting people jazzed up to do shit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
For sure. Okay, my number one match of the year just happened earlier this month, and that was Will Ospreay defeating Shingo Takagi, his third appearance in the top five, to defend the IWGP Heavyweight Championship that he has now given up due to a neck injury. Which is kind of weird. And there's a whole bunch of rumors and insanity about just So New Japan shut down for COVID for a bit. Apparently people weren't happy. And anywho, people think Ospreay isn't as hurt as he really is, but that's all beside the point. But the match was fucking amazing, given 6 stars by Dave Meltzer, which I don't necessarily agree with, but I would term it what I like to call a scale breaker. Okay. Meaning that once Meltzer did start doling out 6 and 5 1/4 and whatever, like I kind of at least took that into my head and like, okay, I can get this next level. So it is a scale breaker for me. I'm not going to star it. My scale ends at 5 plus that. Yeah. But again, all these matches are fucking long except Cobb and Shingo, but this one was, 45, 46 minutes again, but not a dull moment the whole time. And just the execution and just high top level, like just moves and spots, just insane. And the junior heavyweight title was supposed to happen the match before, and it got pulled because one of the guys had COVID. So I'm sure they probably had to go a little longer than they even planned.
Wow. That improvised,
just the drama was off the charts. And again, with the crowd, I just can't even imagine. And these two had a match 2019 Best of the Super Junior final, your favorite tournament. And I think that one was a little better than this one. And I'd call that literally like a top 15 to 17 match of my life ever. Ooh. And this isn't quite that good, but it would be in my top 50. Like it was just a no doubt fucking banger. Like this is insane. And I don't really like, I know even the crowd would have taken it even higher, but even with that, it was a masterpiece.
That's going to have to be an If You Recall very soon then.
Oh yeah.
It's like whatever the New Japans we did. I guess this wasn't New Japan, but the Kenta when he fought Marufuji, yeah.
Tiger Flosion.
Float. I was thinking about that the other day, like Flosion,
Tiger Flosion. Yeah, that was Noah, but we did Kyle O'Reilly and Kushida, and then we did Archer Ospreay, which was in America, but it was New Japan.
Gotcha.
But yeah,
we'll have to get on it.
Yeah, not just a little bit about like yes, 4 of my top 5 were New Japan, but they're still having what I would call a pretty down year. And I'm as disinterested in the product as I've been since I started following in 2017. Yeah. But they can still have just fucking unbelievable matches. But hopefully they can get it together because they just shut down and Ospreay had to give up the belt. And like it's just been kind of off. And Ibushi lost the title. I was upset, and I was very upset.
Very upset.
But it just, since coming back from COVID, like last June, again, there's been incredible matches, but just the booking and the storytelling hasn't been, and that was always the hallmark. It's like they're telling 2 to 4 to sometimes 6-year stories that pay off that long, and it was just so good.
Yeah.
And they've still got it, and they'll be fine, but they were like by far, hands in a way, I think the best promotion in the world. And now they're not, I don't think.
Wow.
So, but they're, it's still incredible. But anywho.
But yeah. We'll have to slate some of that up for If You Recall in the future.
Yeah.
No reason not to.
Well, that's it. Anything else to say?
Stay tuned for our next week of content video. I guess I assume it's going to be whenever we talk about the big news in the Turner tarp that we may or may not have had something to do with.
Big shakeup on Turner.
So just stay tuned for our Twitter. We're going to have a lot of fun this week. building up to our big comeback episode. It's going to be different. It's going to be fun. It's going to be us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got Friday
Nothing but
Night
jazz.
Dynamite this week.
Yeah. Oh, late night dynamite.
Yeah.
Friday night. Gonna be cool.
But yeah, hope you enjoy this. Bye-bye.
See ya.